And with that absolutely disgusting toilet humor, welcome back to Black Blades.
Every time.
Every time. I'm so glad that we start it when we do. But anyway, hello everyone, and welcome back to Black Blades. The party, of course, we're not going to do a long intro this time, because if you're just watching from episode 7, the party have just done a bit of an oopsie-doopsie, accidentally seemingly releasing the spirit of the ancient white dragon Primarch Mazique. Now, we last left the party with Adrastus being flung backwards towards the wall as white vapor began to claw its way out of the gem in his chest. And we're going to rejoin the party as they stand in that room with Anne and the wounded Mortis resting against the wall. The winds are howling and crystalline dust begins to fall from the ceiling of the cavern that you're in. What would you like to do?
Am I awake?
Yes, you are awake. You have a bit of a headache, but you're awake.
I was gonna say, can I go over to him and like help him up? Like,
yeah.
Like I was gonna say, is he okay? Obviously, like.
Yeah, am I okay apart from being dazed?
Is the gem still there?
Yeah,
like,
you're absolutely fine, Scott. You took a nasty knock, but you're okay. Absolutely fine. You are slumped, however, I will say, about 5 feet away from the slumped form of Mortis against the wall.
What the fuck was that? What's going on?
Can I look down, like open my shirt and just look down?
Yeah. So the gem right now is almost like rippling with the white vapors emanating from the very edges of it, coursing their way over the gem and down onto the floor and seeping outwards towards the main cavern that you entered this little side cave from. As you're looking down at this, you just hear a slight chuckle above you and just, well, that was certainly unexpected. Looks like I have guests to prepare for. And Anne starts striding out of the room you're in.
What have we done?
I'm so sorry.
What happened?
He took me over. I couldn't resist.
Coraline, you got it. You grab him. I'll stab him.
I think it's a little too late for that, Derek.
I'll just like open my shirt and gesture for Coraline to look. That's it's happening.
We need to go.
Yeah, I think
this is above our pay grade.
John, I think your microphone's gone to the wrong mic.
Yeah, new PC, John.
New PC, John. John has a new computer, so.
Yeah.
How's that?
That's better.
That's better. It was fine when you joined, and then you broke it. But anyway, yes, you're fixed now. Jolly good.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't help think. Can I look at Mortis and walk over to him?
Sure. So you managed to stumble back to your feet, feeling a little bit groggy. Still, the vapor now pouring down your chest and down your entire form. And as you stumble over to Mortis and manage to blink your bleary eyes into focusing on him, you see the ornate bronze horned mask he's wearing has slipped a little bit, and even from here you can feel his like raspy breathing emanating out. He doesn't seem to acknowledge you with any movement of his head. He just seems content to be struggling to breathe against this wall right now.
I was gonna say, is he conscious?
I can see. I'm assuming I can see the gem that he has.
Would you like to make a perception check?
I would. Please roll better than
that was my question too. I'm like,
roll better than a 6. Hey, that is a 21.
Okay, you can't see the gem itself, but you can see the ornate gold chain that you saw him wear when you met him back in Bricktown. It seems to be tucked under his robe at the moment.
I would like to reach forward and try and yank on the chain.
As you reach forward towards him, suddenly you see his face snap up to face you. A hand is thrown up, and all of a sudden, this barrier appears. It's black and green swirling energy between you and him, and your hand collides with it on its path to Mortis.
Oh no.
Shit.
But I will say, other than that, nothing else changes. You can still hear his raspy breathing intensifying as he seems to focus his efforts on whatever spell he may be casting.
Can I try and push through it?
Yeah, absolutely. You push and you push against the barrier, but your hands simply will not go through. It's as if a solid wall was in front of you, despite the fact that you can see very much so that it's just made of these coalescing energies.
We don't have time for this.
No, I agree. I think we should get the heck out of here before.
This might be our chance to get the other gem.
He's shielded. Just leave it.
You also might be in a tough spot if he's done what he's trying to do.
Yeah. Okay. It's up to you guys.
Yes, let's run. Run.
At this point, as you turn to run, Adrastus, you realize there is no longer vapor emanating from the gem in your chest, and instead all there is an increasing howl of wind in the cavern outside, as more and more dust begins to creak and shatter rocks overhead as it spills down onto you.
Yeah, we need to move now.
Well, great. Now the cave's collapsing as well.
We gotta go now.
Yeah, I think
I
just
think
try and
I
run out.
run.
All right, as you run towards the entrance back into the main cavern of this underground complex, all of a sudden, as if a wave passes you, a roar of wind and ice shuts off your passage, and it appears as though it's almost like a swirling maelstrom of ice cutting the way in front of you.
God.
So
Like, is
we're-
it
can
like
we-
a wall?
It's not so much a wall. I mean,
So
you
we
can
could like.
you can try to push through it.
Is it like being in a blizzard, basically?
Yes, it is almost as if somebody is shaping a blizzard in front of your very eyes to provide this swirling wall.
Oh God.
And what? We can't see Anne at all.
The howling ice in front of you is far too thick to see through.
What do we do?
Just keep moving. We know where the entrance is. Come on, just keep moving.
Yeah, I'll shield my eyes with my cloak and try to push through.
You're all running through it.
Yeah, I
think
might
so,
like
yeah.
put my shield up to try to like block some snow, I guess. But
Dexterity check from everyone.
I figured.
Mm,
Hey, that's not
Ooh, that's not bad.
bad.
That's an 18.
Oh, great. 20.
I don't like your face, Lauren.
I got a 7.
yeah, I was gonna say I got an 8.
There you go.
Okay, so Adrastus and Derek, you managed to barge your way through this ice and the howling gales, but Oz, not so used to physical exertion, and Coraline in your heavy armor, you stumble your way through, feeling your face almost immediately frostbitten by these winds, and you both suffer 5 points of cold damage.
Oh my gosh.
As you
Ouch.
stumble through the almost vortex of ice, suddenly it clears after about 2 feet of barging through it, and you're left witnessing the inside of this maelstrom. You're in a large area that you recognize as the main cavern, and Anne stands in the middle of it. And she looks towards you and goes, "Now you aren't running anywhere, are you? We're about to have guests."
I thought we were your guests.
"Well, you are. But of course, I'd be remiss if I let you leave before you meet the big man himself. Come on now, you got to be a little bit excited for that."
He's going to kill us all, including you.
"Oh, he's not going to kill me. And he might not kill you."
I think I've been more familiar with him than you've been for at least a wee while.
Now that's an assumption. Awfully rude for a guest.
Fine, you can stay here and die, but we're not.
Oh, you make a mistake. You really are. And at this point, I would like you all to roll initiative.
I figured you would.
And I shall
Oh,
roll
nat
it.
20.
Ooh.
Oh, very nice.
The one time the nat 20 doesn't really matter.
Alright.
yeah.
I shall add you
I'm
all.
17.
off. I'm just legging it. I'm off.
I shall add you all a turn.
You think you're off. I rolled a 24.
Derek was gone
Oh.
last week.
The high rollers. I thought I did well. Anne rolled a 22.
Well, I got a 22 as well.
Oh,
For
man.
you guys and all your dexterity.
Yeah, Jesus.
Rakish audacity helps. It really does.
Alright,
Slow.
so Derek Mathers, you're up. As you see Anne standing resplendent in her blue robe, with her arms outstretched, as some of the vapor seems to be running up her form slightly. The rest of it sucked into this whirling maelstrom around the outside of the room.
So I can't see because the map is hidden, but like the direction
Oh, is
we
the map
came
hidden?
in. No,
No,
sorry,
the
like we can see the map, but you have fog of war on.
Oh, yeah,
other
yeah,
than
yeah. You
what
can
I'm
only
seeing.
see within the bounds of the maelstrom.
Do I remember
Ooh,
which direction we came from?
intelligence check.
Oh,
See how
good.
smart Derek is.
Eric is an idiot. Wow, gross. I rolled a 3.
It's
Ooh.
so disorienting in here, and you aren't even sure which direction you burst out of the icy vortex from, that you can't in the moment make out a way.
I just yell, I don't know where I'm going! And I run up and I try to stab her.
The natural solution. All right. Well, make your attack.
The one thing Derek knows is that she's probably doing this. Fuck. God! I rolled a 10.
That doesn't hit, I'm afraid. You're so disoriented and still shrugging off the ice and the hail that your first swing just goes wide as she sidesteps slightly and just hear... So rudimentary.
And unfortunately, that
Like
is it.
Sherlock Holmes.
That's elementary. All right. You at the end of your turn?
That's it for me, yeah.
Oz, you're up.
All right. Do I have an idea of the direction?
Maybe an intelligence check.
I'm not good.
He
at
wants
this.
to run away.
I got a 9.
We're all dumb.
Once again, much like Derek stumbling into battle, it's hard for you to recall. You seem to vaguely recognize the shape of the room, but it's going to take you a little bit more time to get your bearings.
Okay. So I'll just run down here and just yell out, I don't know the way either, Derek. We're fucked. And I'll just a firebolt for now against Anne.
Okay.
So that's a 19.
Okay, that certainly hits. Roll your damage.
Okay.
Ooh, we're fucked.
She takes 6 points of fire damage.
All right. So, Anne, her head snaps towards you as a part of her robe singe away and just pats the fires out and goes, ah, there we go. Finally, somebody cultured. Welcome. And then she turns her attention back to the back of the maelstrom where Adrastus and Coraline stand. And she goes, oh, now, don't be so coy. Come on. Join in. And I would like Coraline to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
I do have like kind of proficiency. 14.
I'm afraid that you feel this strange, almost haze coming over your mind and your eyes, and Adrastus, as you glance to see what's happening to Coraline, you see a crown of jagged, icy thorns nest itself on her head, and all of a sudden she looks quite feral. Adrastus, you're up.
Did you say feral?
Feral, yes. She has a wild
Great.
look in her eye.
Great. Okay. I think I am going to do something I've not done before, and actually, I'm going to move next to Anne. So I'm going to move down there, and I don't take an attack of opportunity off Coraline.
No, you don't.
Okay, that's good. And I'm going to turn into a giant toad as a bonus action.
Nice, okay. I love it.
So, yeah, so I'm going to turn into a giant toad. Hold on, give myself the
Froggy.
ninja. Yep, and I am going to try and eat Anne.
Okay, make your attempt.
So...
Oh, you're going to say something else there.
Alright, sure, let's hope this works. Strength plus proficiency. That is a 24.
And what is the rules of the attack?
So it's 1d10 plus 2 piercing and 1d10 poison, grappled, escape DC 13.
Okay.
And basically, it's swallow. The toad makes one bite against its grappled target. If it hits the target, is swallowed. It is blinded and restrained. It takes 3d6 acid on the start of each of the
Like in your-
toad's turns.
Like in your
So you
mouth,
can
know?
swallow it next turn.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
you're
so.
grappling.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So you grapple for now. So how much damage did you deal? And Anna's
So
grappled.
1d10
All right.
piercing. So that is a 8 and a 9. So
Okay.
8 and 9 is
Actually, it
17.
explodes you from the inside out.
All right. So you see Adrastus as this giant toad just wrap its tongue around Anne and appear to be trying to yank her into its maw, which is quite the image. Coraline, your turn. Or should I say my turn? Coraline,
Aww.
you feel the crown of icy thorns just burn into your scalp, and you charge at the giant toad with reckless abandon. And I would like you to make a melee attack.
Just like a regular attack with my warhammer, yeah.
Yep.
Luann, please
Oh,
roll
it's
a
an
1
11.
again.
11.
AC is 11.
That hits them.
Oh,
God damn it!
I was gonna say Hey, my bad rolls have finally like come in handy for you.
If I was wolf, it wouldn't have hit, but
And that is a 8 damage.
All right.
okay, that's fine.
I'm assuming I don't get to do anything.
No, you do not.
Okay.
Derek, you're up.
Hey. I am going to. Can I rack my brain some more, or do I just?
I would
know?
say not at this point, no.
Okay. I will just take a swing at Anne.
Can you?
Is she?
I suppose
In
you-
fact, you
yeah.
have advantage because
I
she
have
just
advantage against
grappled
grapple
you.
targets.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
do.
Yeah,
shit.
she's restrained.
Good, because I rolled a 4 the first time. All right, 13 plus 6, 19.
I think that actually you don't have advantage against
Oh,
grappled. I
alright.
think only
In which
people with the
case-
grappler feet have that.
No,
right?
no, it's when you're
She's
grappled, you're
restrained.
restrained, and attack rolls against creatures have advantage.
Really? Because I thought grappled was only speed becomes 0 and it can't benefit from any movement bonus.
No, it's speed becomes 0 and attacks against them have advantage.
Okay. All right. Cool. Let's. So sorry. What was your attack roll?
If we're going with that, it's a 19.
Okay. Sure. Grappled is a separate condition from restrained. I'm afraid. It is not
All right,
the
in
same
which case,
thing.
I rolled a 10.
I'm checking the handbook. Restrained is a separate condition from grappled. So Scott, do you also restrain or do you just grapple?
It's sorry, I just want to for the giant toad until the grapple ends, the target is restrained.
Okay,
It's
cool.
specifically
Alright.
for the giant
So
toad.
it also is restrained. Okay, that makes sense.
Oh yeah,
okay.
it is blinded and restrained.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
It's blinded.
Oh, he's blinded. Wow.
Well, that's if it's swallowed.
Yeah.
It's not swallowed yet. It's just
Yeah.
he hasn't made
But
the
wouldn't
additional attack to swallow
I
it.
would say that that they are grappled but not restrained.
Yeah, it
or
just-
blinded yet.
She is restrained. The bite the full action of the bite when grappled is
I mean-
until the grapple ends, the target is restrained.
I don't have Scott's class cards.
Oh,
so.
hold on. I've just got
Yes,
like
it
the
is. Yeah,
basic.
that is correct. It is restrained. I just looked it up for
Okay.
you. It is
There
restrained.
we go.
Okay, so
Sweet. In which case, I rolled a 19.
19. Perfect. Roll your damage.
Sweet. Where is my D6s and D8? Because rakish audacity. Oh, hey.
Oh, where's my pen?
Wow,
There it is.
I rolled 3 2s. That would be 6 plus 4
6.
is 10 damage.
Okay, nice. Well, 10 damage is 10 damage, you know. All right, so you managed to get a good slice in between one of the enveloping folds of tongue. You managed to get a good cut across Anne's arm, and you can see the fresh red blood spill out. Oz,
Anne, you gotta stop this craziness. We need to get out of here.
I
you
have
just hear a
question,
slight
Connor.
chuckle. Yes.
Do I get to make any sort of save at the end of my turn, by the way, to escape what I'm doing?
No, but we'll get to that in just a second.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because I wasn't sure.
Okay.
Spell.
Don't worry.
I guess I'll stay where I am and just fire off a chromatic orb at Anne.
Okay. Make your roll.
That's a 16.
That hits.
Nice. So I will go for lightning damage.
Okey-dokey.
And she takes.
Are you gonna zap the toad?
I don't think so. No,
No,
It
it's
doesn't
not
say.
chain lightning, thankfully.
It's 11 lightning damage.
All right. So again, you see the lightning crackle over her restrained form, but she doesn't seem to be crying out.
And then I guess I'll just shift down there and end my turn.
All right. And as that lightning ball hits Coraline, you feel the icy thorns break around your head,
Oh.
and your vision restores, and you feel like yourself once again. All right, Anne's turn. So, writhing in your maw, you just hear, "This is bloody rude." And in a puff of vapor, Anne disappears.
Misty step.
To where? You're not sure.
Bugger.
And then, lumbering in, you see the form of 2 large ice golems appear to the south and the east.
Can
But
you
for
bring
now-
Anne back?
I am quite literally between a rock and a hard place.
And
Oh,
I'm just
Adam.
adding initiative for these guys because they didn't exist until this turn.
Oz is gonna get ice golem sandwiched.
Oh, wow, okay. Well, that's pretty good. Alright, so they will join the fight here. Roll 20, come on, don't fail me now. There we go. Okay.
We all rolled really well initiatives.
Yeah, they really did. They just rolled it like an 18 and a 19, which is pretty good. Alright, so these guys, the one to the east is going to lumber in. You see this staggeringly tall, probably 10 or 15 feet, lumbering ice behemoth crash out, and it's going to charge towards you're closest, you, Oz, and try slamming down at you with one of its bladed arms of ice. And that is a... Oh, that's a 21 to hit.
It's
Okay, that deals... you take 14 points of cold damage as the ice blade shatters a piece of your shoulder armor and bites on through.
ouch.
Alright. And the one to the south is going to charge up to the central mass of people and it's going to take a swing at you, Derek. However, that is a 7. So
That misses.
the swing goes over your head as you just managed to duck in time. And Adrastus, you're up.
Okay, just to clarify, the card that I had on Google Drive didn't have that bit about the target is grappled and restrained, so that's why I was confused. Yeah.
The monster manual of it does, unless the wild
Yeah, it
shape is
does.
different. I don't know.
No, it does.
Okay.
So I think, obviously seeing this ice combat here, this... And then I'm going to lash my tongue out and try and... I can't eat it because I'm assuming it's large.
Yes, these are...
Yeah,
these
it's
are
definitely large. And
these are
just
monstrous, yes.
Try and make a bite.
All right,
So,
make your bite.
Okay. Oh, damn, it's a 22.
That certainly hits, yeah.
Yep, and so 2d10.
Just like Yoshi, you're just like blam.
Turns into an
Pops
egg
out the other
behind
end, does it?
it.
Yeah.
That was a surprisingly good Yoshi impression.
That is 10 and 4, so 14 points of damage.
All right, yeah, you managed to slam your jaws onto it and crack off a large piece of ice off of its leg. But the creature doesn't seem to even respond to the blow as it's still drawing up its heavy bladed arm from Derek.
It does still say the target is grappled. It doesn't have a size restriction
This
for them
is
being
too large for you
grappled.
to grapple. I will say.
Okay, that's fine.
That's a grapple rule.
Yes.
Right,
think.
okay.
Coraline, I assume, do you want to do anything else as a giant frog?
I'm committed now. I am stuck on this guy.
All right, Coraline, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to move up to the other ice golem over here. I'm going to bonus cast Shield of Faith on Oz.
Okay.
So here's an extra 2 AC for Oz.
Nice.
And then I'm also going to use my action to channel divinity. And I'm going to use my sacred weapon. So basically it adds my charisma modifier to attack rolls that I'm going to be making for the next turns.
That sounds decent.
So that's unfortunately only my turn though, because it is an action.
Okie dokie. All right. Derek, you're up.
Wow. Yeah.
Stab
Okay.
it, Joe.
I'm
give it another stab.
I'm just gonna
Oh.
stab.
Sorry, Connor. Also, my weapon becomes magical. It's already magical, I think.
Yeah, it's already
And,
magical. It's already magical.
I make a 20-foot light around me.
Oh,
Okay,
nice.
you can all
Nice.
now see your impending doom slightly clearer, thanks to Coraline.
Thanks.
I do say to Adrastus, back up, and then I'll take a swing. I rolled a 19 again.
All right,
surprisingly.
that certainly hits, yeah.
Sweet. And rakish audacity things. Do. We have 13 plus 4 is 17.
Okay, that is a huge bit of damage as you slam your dagger just into where the large frog had just been biting down on. You see another huge chunk of ice hewn off of it. And that golem is actually now struggling to stand as one of its legs is almost completely chipped away.
I'm gonna use my fancy footwork that I have as a rogue and take a 5-step back without invoking an attack of opportunity.
Okie dokie. Anything
Damn,
else?
John, that was real fancy.
Yeah.
What a fancy backstep. Anything else, John?
Nope, that's it for me.
Oz, you're up.
Okay, so I'm actually gonna, I'm gonna aim for another chromatic orb at the ice golem to my right, the one
Okay.
that's not next to me. But I'm gonna use fire this time.
I believe, would you have disadvantage because you're not a warcaster?
I think I would, yes.
Yes, I think so.
But
There
nonetheless,
is
I
an
will do
enemy
it
5
anyway.
feet between me.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, okay, it's pretty bad. I got 7.
That doesn't hit, I'm afraid. Your chromatic orb just fizzles away on the wall of the cavern, and you see it just burst through the ice vortex and fizzle as it hits the wall.
Damn. All right, so then I'm going to use my bonus action to glide 10 feet without provoking an
All
attack
right.
of opportunity.
So you're gliding back into the middle.
Yes. And then even further away to the pretty much opposite end. Well, I'm not.
Taking
my
a page
goodness.
out of my book. There you go.
All right.
Excuse me.
Is there anything else that you would like
No,
to do?
that's it. That's it.
All right, beautiful. So, Anne is going to reappear, confidently walking through the vortex behind one of the golems. And you notice that there's a large glowing ball of fire in her hand as she does this. And she is going to throw it forwards and land it just about there. Let me get the old ruler out. See where we get. Do you know what? I would say that. Oh, it's. I think you'd all get hit by this, wouldn't you? Yeah.
Nice. Thank goodness.
I'm pretty. Yeah, you'd all get hit by this. So I would like. Well, I can hit you again with it if you like. I'd like you all to make a dexterity saving throw, please. And I'm also making them for the golems, as they seem to also be hit by the spell. Ooh,
I got a 21.
I got a 16.
very nice.
Caroline got a 2.
Actually, it goes to a 1 because I rolled a 2.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Unnatural 1.
I rolled a
Oh
17.
man.
All right, so. Okay, so, sorry, what were your numbers again? I know Caroline failed. Adrastus, you 16?
16.
Okay, so you and Caroline take 26 points of fire damage. Those of you who made the save, which is Oz and Derek, you managed to just about back away from some of the blast radius of this thing. Derek, for you, it's an absolute miracle, seeing as you're basically at the point of the explosion. And for once you don't get,
Adrastus.
for once you don't get blown up across a cave, and you take 13 points of fire damage.
I'm
However,
down.
you're down.
Oh no.
I'm down.
Oz is down.
Does that kill the ice golems though?
Well, the ice golem in front of you, Caroline, manages to raise one of its bulky arms, and you see the blast just emanate around it. And while some of the ice seems to seemingly start to melt and get chipped away by the explosion, nothing too significant happens to it damage-wise. But the one next to you, Adrastus, is completely exploded by this fireball. And let me check again. We'll say that Caroline's just out of range. All right. Derek and Adrastus, I would like you both to make another dexterity saving throw.
Wonderful.
Wow. 11.
All right, that's a fail.
Yep.
Are you still a toad?
Probably not for much longer.
Derek.
I rolled a 10.
Okay, that's a fail as well. You are both blasted by sharp, piercing slivers of ice as this creature explodes, and you take
So
11
much
points
for
of cold
Derek not
damage.
Yeah,
So much for
I'm
Derek not getting blasted.
I'm yeeted out of toad form.
All right,
I'm probably just dead. What? How much damage was it?
just it was 11.
Oh, okay. I'm not dead. Just kidding.
All right. So, turn of the golems. One of them is
One of
is
them's
dead.
dead.
Actually, that one is dead. Why can't I delete that? Because I'm on the ruler. That's why. Okay, so this golem next to you, Caroline, is simply gonna swing its arm back down at you. However, that is for a 5. So I'm gonna assume that misses as it just clangs off your shield and slams into the ground next to you.
Yep.
Now, Adrastus, you are
Yep.
up.
Yep.
not
So
looking
I've been fizzled out of toad form quite heartily. So I
Go
look
get
at
Anne.
Anne. Yeah, I'm gonna look at Anne and just be like, "Why are you such a bitch?" And I'm gonna cast Thorn Whip, which is a cantrip, but I'm gonna cast it as a level 2 spell. That's okay. So that is let me just roll.
Intensified. Whoosh.
Yeah, that is a 17 to hit.
Okay, as your thorn whip is extending and the point is just about to reach Anne, she throws up the hand that lobbed the fireball, and you see a shimmer of energy deflect the whip away as she smiles at you.
Okay, in which case I'm going to use a bonus action to turn into another giant toad,
Okay, all right.
and summarily hop forward and say hello.
Okay,
Boing.
you are now right next to Anne as a giant toad once more.
Yep.
All right, Caroline, you're up.
All right, I'm going to attempt to hit this big boy golem in front of me.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Let's see here. And then my charisma modifier as well. That's a 15.
That hits, yep.
Oh, yay. Let's see here. That's 5 damage because I low rolled.
All right.
Nice.
So you
Nice.
managed to get a solid hit off, but you realize now the density of the ice these things are made of, as your hammer almost just clangs off of it.
Oh
You get some chips of ice off, you know, like get a nice snow cone off of it.
That's my turn.
All right, Derek Mathers, you're up.
I am going to quickly run back to my friend Ozovex and use. It's an action, right?
Yeah,
pour
to
a
give
potion?
somebody else a potion, that'll be an action, yes.
I will give you a greater healing potion.
So that's just we just do it's full, right? So 4d4.
That would be
16.
5d4.
5d. Yeah. So
Yeah,
okay.
so
full
full
damage,
healies, yeah.
Full healies. All right. Whew.
And
health,
is
nice.
it's an action to drink one yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. All right. Well, I am going to see if I can like hide behind this little pillar of snow that seems to be on the ground there.
All right, sure. You managed to crouch behind a rocky outcrop, and you seem to be in reasonable cover. I will also let you make an intelligence check, because now
Awesome.
you're not. When you're not in combat, I'll let you do it and see
Sure.
if you can recognize the lay of the land a bit more.
That's better, but not any better really. That is a 10 this time round.
Also, remind me, you rolled a 9 when you tried,
I
right?
rolled a 9. Yeah.
All right. So now that you're behind this pillar, I'll say that does help familiarize you a little bit with the room you just walked through, and you can remember that you are on the direct opposite side of where you would need to be to leave.
Of course I am. Okay.
Anything else?
Yeah, I just yell out, I think we need to pass Anne. Silly enough to say.
All right.
That's it.
Oz, you're up. Death saving throw, please.
No,
I'm
he's
back
alive.
up.
Oh, you're
I'm
back up.
alive,
Sorry, yeah,
mate.
you got healed. You didn't take your. Oh, that's divine shield. That's also gone, right? Because you got knocked down.
I'll take that off.
Actually, I don't know if it goes away.
That's a good point.
I'll check.
All right. So I'll stand up and just move a little bit further down the cavern. Do I have a unimpeded shot on Anne, or is the
From
giant
where
toad
you are,
there?
seeing as the giant toad is a large creature, I would say
Yeah.
she would benefit from some cover.
All right. Okay. Instead, then I'll move over to here then and fire at the golem with
So it doesn't mention about him, but it is a concentration spell, and I forgot to roll it earlier. So
Oh,
I'm just gonna.
You can still have it up. I don't think you only got hit by the fireball, right?
Yeah, so I'd have to roll for that concentration.
Roll it. Why not? See what
What do
happens.
I need to roll?
It's a concentration. Yeah. D20. And it would be 13 to beat. You took 13 damage, right?
It's a 6. It's gone.
It's gone.
All
All
right.
right.
Well, after all that, it's gone. All right. So then I'll just cast a chromatic orb at the golem, and again I'm going to choose fire. So
Okay.
that's
As Oz plays Pokemon.
that's a 17.
Okay, that certainly hits. Roll your damage.
Okay, so it takes. All right, 14 fire damage.
Okay, you see your fireball as your fireball
no, it's gonna
impact
blow
it, and it is extremely efficient to the point where it seems to almost blast the core out of this golem, who drops to its knees and begins to shake violently, and after a brief second, explodes in a hail of shards of ice.
it just I forgot.
And I would like you and Caroline to make a dexterity saving throw.
Not again.
All right, that's an 18.
Okay.
I got a 16.
All right. Well, the two of you just managed to get your arms up before the shards impact you, and you only take 3 points of cold damage from it.
I'd like to imagine Oz shooting it going,
I
oh
shield
shit!
I shield it myself, so I take nothing.
Oh yeah, you have shield. Yeah, of course, you have shield mastery. Oz, you take 3 points of cold damage. Enjoy. Anything else?
That ends my turn. Sorry, I was taking a drink.
That's all right. All right. So, Anne's turn as she looks down towards this greasy, large, salivating toad in front of her, and the look on her face is one of just utter contempt. As she looks down at you, she goes, "I've never seen somebody pull that trick before."
Definitely would lick my lips at that.
Ugh.
Oh,
gonna
even
go-
I'm horrified.
No matter. And she flings up both of her hands towards you. And an eruption of cold seems to spiral out the middle of them. And I would like you to make a constitution saving throw. And Caroline, I would
boy.
also like you to make a constitution saving throw
Oh,
as the
boy.
cone of cold, you could say,
Nice.
reaches your location.
Has Coraline not been in like an AoE thing yet?
No!
She's just a spell magnet.
I got a 19.
All right.
You're rolling well.
I got an unnatural 20, actually.
All right, you guys both passed the throw, so let me just roll up the damage. That's a high roll. That's a low roll. Okay, that's fine. So you both take not 22, 11 points of cold damage as this vortex just erupts around your form, and you can feel, Coraline, you can feel your armor almost freezing in place and beginning to stop moving.
I actually go down because I had 11 health.
Oof. All right, and
Big oof.
Adrastus, your large, flabby toad body seems to absorb most of the impact. However, Coraline, you freeze solid in place, and you see the magical ice seem to be skittering with runes of all sorts encase Coraline's body.
All right.
Damn.
Okay.
Adrastus, you're up.
I'm an eater.
Well,
I'm just
you're gonna
gonna
hit her first.
try and repeat the same thing. Okay, that is a 16.
Okay, again, as you bite down towards her, you see her hand throw up, and a barrier appears between the two of you. And your teeth bite into thin air. Alright.
I hate that spell.
I hate it as well. I'm hoping that if I keep going, she'll run out.
You might be very accurate in your hopes about that.
Yeah. And I think that's it, because I think if I move, she'll have unimpeded view of everything else.
Alright. Coraline, Constitution saving throw, please.
Constitution saving throw?
Yep.
20? Unnatural 20?
Yeah, so you manage to just seem to shake off the ice, and as you do, you hear a grunt of frustration come from Anne.
But the thing is like, technically I was also knocked out, so can I do that?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so do I just get knocked out now?
Yeah, you're just knocked out on the floor, but the ice seems to be shooken off, because you're not really, like, knocked out when you're knocked down. I never take it as, like, unconscious so much.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you managed to
just
shake
wasn't
off the ice
sure
as you
how that
collapse.
worked. Okay, so I'm
Alright.
now unconscious.
Yeah, you're now on the floor, yeah. You've been knocked down. Derek, you're up.
I don't know what I want to do.
Run.
Yeah. I am going to run to Coraline
All right.
and use my other healing potion to administer it to her.
Such a good cleric.
I know, right? Yeah, so it's 5d4.
20 health.
20 health, yeah.
Ooh.
And I'm going to dash my way over here and hide behind these things.
All right. I will say that Anne watches you dash across the room.
I figured she would.
All
I
right.
figured she
Anything else?
would. No, I'm just trying to spread out.
Okay, Oz, you're up.
All right, I'll just call out. Oh, are we running away?
Yes!
I'm a frog, I can't respond.
All right, well, I'll just.
You can gesture. You understand what he's saying.
any
Wag your
gesture-
tongue up and down or something.
I mean, it would probably be great to not be here for very much longer.
All right, well, I'll run over here, and I'll just cast Chromatic Orb and
Okay.
that's a 10.
That does not hit, I'm afraid. As
Alright.
you are mid-run casting your orb and you see it just fly overhead and once again fizzle out in the ice
Alright.
vortex.
With my fly through the air for 10 feet, I will fly or attempt to fly south out of the way.
Okay. Yeah, I will actually say that due to the immense magical power of your sort of flight after spell, you bash through it with ease. You don't have to make a skill check. And although the howling winds and the ice bite at you for just a moment, you do manage to break through. And you are then faced with the cave network that you journeyed down to reach this large cavern. However, I will say, I know that you can see the map, but I will say you are unaware of what is now going on inside the vortex.
Okay.
All right. Anne's turn. So, Anne is going to once again snap her fingers and in a puff of mist, let me just get the old ruler out. Whoop. Going to teleport over there, and her vapors reform as now the winds are growing in intensity and the howling is becoming almost eardrum shattering She smiles back towards you, Adrastus, and goes, "Not a dance I've done before, but a novelty one, perhaps." And she's simply going to hold her hand out towards you as 2 freezing beams fire at you.
And all
that
of these
is,
redone spells with other magical fun.
That's it's actually amazing. That's dual 15s to hit.
Yep.
All right. And she deals, as each beam, the first beam impacts you, I should say, and deals 8 points of cold damage, and the second crashes into you. However, it hits you right in your toad-like mass and only deals 3 points of cold damage.
Okay.
And she is going to remain there for now. Adrastus, you are up.
Go.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna like look at Coraline and just
Go.
ribbit and then turn around and try and like just leap through the maelstrom.
All right. Make your
So-
dexterity saving throw.
Yep, wait a second. That is a 13.
Okay, you do manage to crash through it with your bulk, but again, you do take... Let's have a look. You take 4 points of cold damage as the wind whips at you on your way through.
Okay, and so now I'm out.
You are now
beside
out
Oz.
of the vortex.
Imagine that, just a giant.
It's me, Scott! Scott, what happened in there? It's a long story.
I do wish I could talk in wild shape. It'd be so much useful.
All right. Anything
and I
else? Sorry,
think-
I should ask.
No, I think assuming I'm just kind of beside Oz.
Yeah,
I
you
think
crash out and you see the recovering form of Ozavax Croxall, the lizard folk, leaning against a cavern wall.
I think I just kind of hop over to him and like just sit and look at the thing, look at the vortex.
I will say, okay, well, as you look around and you look at the caves and the vortex, Oz and Adrastus, now you're outside the howling winds. It is lessened somewhat, and from the dust falling from the ceiling and the shake of the cavern, it's almost as if this place has a heartbeat. It is quite discerning. Derek.
No, I think it was Coraline.
Oh, Caroline.
Yeah, it is
I guess
my
you
turn.
get a turn. Go on.
I guess I'm just gonna move towards where the others are moving. I can't really move, I think, through it yet, because I...
No, I'd say with
I'll
the
have to-
width of the barrier, you'd be slightly out of range, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna be like, go, Derek! We gotta go! So I'm gonna wave to him.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Oh,
So,
yep, go ahead.
I'll do that, and then you can... I'll do my health while you do next turn. That's all I'm
Okay.
gonna do, because that's all I can do.
Oz, you're outside combat, so unless you have any action you would like to take.
You skipped Derek.
Oh, Derek, sorry, I forgot I was the turn ahead. Yeah,
Yeah,
go- sorry, Derek, go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's me.
I assume you leave.
I'm gonna go by Coraline. I want to stay away from Anne.
That's a
and
good
then
idea.
Yeet my way through the wall.
You'd also
got
have to
my
run
shield.
like a
Much like
quarter
the other-
lap in the vortex to get out the other way, which would have been
Yeah.
fun,
Yeah, I'm gonna go this way, and
but all right, dexterity check, please.
I am screwed. By the way, if I roll bad on this roll.
You just keep getting hit by it. And swirl.
Okay, that's not bad. Okay, what is it? Hold on. That's oh shit, that's not as good as I thought it was.
On his way out of the storm.
13.
Derek, I'm afraid that you find it a little rough given your combat experience. And then the vortex high rolls you, and you get blasted by a buffet of wind as you're jumping through it. You do make it through to the other side, but you take 10 points of cold damage as you do so.
Wow. So can I
Wait,
RP this?
Yeah, sure.
So I'm like busting through the cold, and I throw my body out, and it just goes.
Oh man.
I
Alright,
may
so
or may
the
not have given
unconscious
my
form
only-
of Derek Mathers slams down into the ground, picking up a pillowy cloud of dust in front of you, Adrastus. However, Derek, you are out of the vortex and out
I
of
may have-
consciousness, but you're fine.
I may have given all my healing potions away. It's fine.
All right, I love that image. The most John way to escape that. So, as Anne turns to face you, Coraline, and you realize that you are the last remaining member of the party inside this vortex, Anne is looking fairly bloodied. She has a cut on her arm, and her robes are singed, and you can clearly see that she's been through hell in this fight, but still a smirk breaks out upon her face and goes, "Oh, I'm so glad of his timing. And at this point, Mortis, barely managing to stand, struggles his way into the vortex and stands at the other side.
Should have stabbed him. Shit.
And he takes off the mask, and you see his bright blue scales and piercing blue eyes look towards you, Coraline, and go. You just hear him go, "This won't do. I will do with at least one. And I would like you to make a wisdom saving throw."
Come on, nat 20. Come on, nat 20.
Don't roll a 1.
12.
As you stare into his eyes, you can't help but feel a sudden heaviness beset your head until it's almost like you're fading out of consciousness, but you're aware that you're still standing on the spot. Although as your vision turns to black, the last thing that you're aware of is the fact that you are somehow staggering and then walking fully towards Mortis. At this point, your vision goes black and you're unaware of what happens next.
Wow.
Oh, God.
For the rest of you have no idea what's just happened. You are outside the vortex, the howling winds and the caves beginning to shake more and more, almost with a rhythmic beating that you can all pick up on now. Every single beat seems to chip ice and stone off the walls, and the winds seem to be growing in intensity to the point where you can even see silvered veins of crystalline dust flowing down the cavern, leading out towards the entrance where you were. What would you like to do?
If I pick John up in my mouth, is he going to take damage?
Why don't you just heal me, dude?
I'm a frog!
I will say no, you're in control of your actions, and you can salivate on him carefully if you'd like.
Because I think I would just walk up to John, pick him up in my mouth, and just try and hop away.
You're hopping down the caverns towards whence you came.
Trying to exit, yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll allow that. You're easily strong enough to do so in your toad form.
So his legs and arms are like dangling either side.
Yeah, you're just sort of gently masticating John in your mouth, bouncing up and down out the cave. John, you're sort of flitting in and out of awareness, but you can't really make sense of what's happening other than you seem to be moving quite quickly.
I feel like I'm being marinated. What the hell?
I mean, it is acid damage, so you know.
All right,
Tenderizing.
Oz, what are you doing?
I guess I'm just following the frog, or I'd probably try and overtake the frog. I'd be fly out sprint for the exit.
All right, so you
Yeah.
guys sprint up the cave system or bounce in Adrastus's case until eventually you are reaching the entrance and you are clear. As you break into the light of day and the winds die down from this large cave mouth, you're left with a strange sense of peace considering what just occurred, but you're outside the entrance of Mazig's lair at this point. There is not a soul to be seen. It's pitch black night. Your vision sort of kicks in slowly and you adjust a little bit, but what would you like to do?
Spit out, John.
I'll give Derek.
The moistened form of Derek Mathers slams into the ground once again next to you. As you, are you giving him a healing potion?
Yeah, I've got one greater healing potion
This
left.
is like the most John thing I could ever imagine.
Hey now.
Derek at this point is so slobbered upon that you can't really. You could just pour the healing potion on him and he'd be just as wet.
All right, well, I'll wipe his face a bit and then pour the healing potion.
You managed to wipe some of the viscous ichor coming out of Adrastus off of Derek's face and managed to get him to drink the healing potion. And Derek, you are revived into what can only be described as a sticky hellscape of your own body as your consciousness is roused and you see a large, smug-looking giant toad standing over you.
I'll turn back into a human and just look behind and be like, "Well, Coraline, did she get out?"
I would like to vomit.
I mean, she's not here. I was the first one out.
But I was too busy getting Derek. Is Coraline not? Did she not come out with us?
I guess not.
I remember seeing her back when I was trying to get through that wall of frost. I didn't see her. I don't know.
What do we do? Do we go back in? I don't think we can go back in.
Was the cave collapsing as we were leaving?
I mean, you were leaving in some haste, so you're not entirely sure what was going on, but it's you're not an expert on, cave networks, but your base instinct was certainly that you should get out there before it collapses. Whether it has or not, you're unsure. You can still see the entrance that leads down into the caves.
Should we should go back, right? We can't leave her.
I feel like if we go back, we might all die.
I'm just worried. I know this seems like the greater good, but I'm worried about what that meant.
Well, I think it's quite clear. The dragons arrived.
I know, which might mean we might have not as much time as we think we do. I think we might need to. I understand, Corlan. We could go check the mouth of the cave, but if she's not there, we need to go.
I think I'd go and stand by the mouth of the cave and just wait for a few minutes to see.
How long would you wait?
Like, how long did it take us to run out?
Like, not too long. 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah, I think I'd wait for like 5 minutes.
Okay, so you wait by the mouth of the cave.
Listen for anything changing, any sounds, anything like that.
Yeah, I think I think we'd listen out.
You can just about hear the distant howling of the winds, because remember, the cave does descend quite quickly and curve round, so from where you are, you can just hear the distant howling of winds and the odd occasional, almost like shift in the ground like a thump, but you're not really sure what to make of it. Certainly no sign of Coraline.
I think we got to get going. We have, unfortunately, bigger fish to fry here.
Coraline's tough. She'll have survived. She'll be fine.
Yeah,
I think so.
I hope so. Right.
Back to the enclave and.
Oh, we need to tell Ollie this. We need to go. We need to go back. Something needs to happen. This is way above my pay grade.
Ollie's gone in the ship.
It was on a boat. Where?
Oh my God, we don't have a boat.
We don't have a boat. We're stuck here. We're stuck in Dale. I think we need to go speak to Dean Obix at least.
Yeah, I think that's the best idea.
Yeah.
We would have hitched the horses up somewhere.
Yeah, your horses are still hitched outside. I mean, you weren't actually in there that long. You're in there probably an hour or two.
Yeah. I think I'd just go and reach up to the horse and be like, Oz, I know you're not really comfortable with horses, but can you learn to ride quickly?
Yes, I did it on the way here. I survived.
Yeah, but we were at a trot. Can you ride?
Well, if I fall off, just give me a minute to get back on.
Okay. I think I would just get on the horse and kick in the direction of Daloth.
All right, so you kick back through the forests of Calatwis as you ride through the nighttime forest, which seems eerily peaceful. You don't seem to spot any intrusion, although, of course, your entire focus is simply on getting back to Daloth as fast as possible. You reach the gates of the city. You can see torches flickering on the white stone walls as you approach and break the line of the forest, and eventually you arrive to the gates, where 2 guards stand in front of a closed wooden gate, the one that you left from. And these guards look up towards you, and both elvish figures. One of them yells, "You are very late for arrivals. What is your business?"
Sentinel business.
May I see some proof of that?
I'll show them the pin that we have.
He sort of grabs the hem of your cloak where it's attached on and looks at it and goes, "Very well. Let them through." The gates slowly creak open, and as soon as the gates open, the atmosphere changes somewhat as the road that leads you in seems to be full of all sorts of sort of merchants, taverns, and traders who, to this hour, seem to be quite active. You can see people milling around the bars and haggling and discussing things in the street.
I think we're just heading straight for the
Straight for the account, yeah.
You're heading straight for the oracles? Oh, you want to go see Dean Obix? Okay, so you head to the Oracle Commune where you remember it was, and you bang on the old brick building's door until eventually, this time a younger member of the commune with bright red hair answers you. He goes, "Oh, not many visitors at night? How can I help you?"
We have an urgent message for Dean Obix. He knows us.
But Dean Obix, you say? He doesn't like to be disturbed. What's
Disturb him now.
He will understand.
One of you make an intimidation check with advantage.
Just all be yelling at this poor thing.
Everyone's just like, ah.
Hold on, intimidation. What was my thing?
thing.
I rolled two 15s, so.
Okay, yeah, this guy, this poor kid, you see he's barely over the age of 18. He starts to pale in his face, and all that's left is sort of red hair and freckles. He goes, righto. Yes, well, if you know him, you know where his office is, just up that staircase in the corner there.
I think before he's finished talking, I just barge past him and walk up.
You just hear oof as he's sort of buffeted against the doorframe, and you all storm through the foyer of the Oracle Commune. Of course, the grandiose exterior at contrast with the red brick building outside. You charge up the staircase and hammer on the door of Dean Robert Obix until eventually, after a few minutes, a very disgruntled-looking Robert Obix, dressed in simply an elaborate nightgown and a little nightcap, opens it holding a candle, goes, "What on earth are you all doing here?"
Your office is protected from listeners, isn't it?
"Not when the bloody door's open. Come in."
Yep.
Nice.
So you all file in, and he closes the door behind you, and you just hear as he starts shuffling towards a very ornate table holding a large bottle of some amber-colored liqueur. And as he reaches for a glass, he goes, "Any of the rest of you?"
Yes, please.
Very well.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. He clinks down 4 glasses and pours a hearty measure into each one, and with one hand hands 3 towards you all, and you all take one, and he takes a sip and he goes, "Oh, right, well, I'm not going to bother with pleasantries. I assume that this is important if you come barging into here in the middle of the night. What's happened?"
Count how many of us are here.
And at this, his eyes flit around, and you see his brow furrow. He goes, "I'm sorry if it cost you your friend the mission I sent you on."
I also can't remember, did I show him the chest, the gem?
I
He knows about it.
believe
Yeah,
you
he knows
did,
about it.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I'll just like pull down my shirt and be like,
Well, the gem's still there, is it not?
whatever was inside the gem is not.
And at this, he takes a closer peer towards and he goes, "Yeah, some of the properties of this have changed."
We woke up Nazig.
Nazig is free.
And at this, he turns his back to you and takes a few steps away before reaching a luxurious-looking velvet armchair. And he slumps down into it with his glass of liqueur. And he looks up at you, takes a measured breath, and simply goes, "What?"
Nazig, the Primarch, is free.
And you
Now,
saw him with your own eyes.
yeah, that was the thing I was going to bring up. Technically, no, but we are under suspicions that the people got a hold and things happened. It's a very high possibility.
Okay, so Nazig was in my chest, yes?
Correct?
Nazig took control of me and made me touch something that was happening on the wall in his lair, which Mortis and Anne were both happy to show us. I got flung backwards and vapors started coalescing out of me.
At this, he furrows his brow even more and goes, "Well, no wonder you didn't immediately see him. Resurrecting a being of that power, that'll take some time. I fear it might be all the time we have."
Is there a way we can stop this then?
Forgive me, but I must ask, what happened to Coraline, the paladin you were traveling with?
We don't know.
You don't know?
We got caught in like a wintry vortex, and we all ran. We couldn't survive if we stayed. She never made it out of the cave.
You say Mortis was there?
Yes.
Well,
We saw him. He almost looked like he was hurt or dying last we saw.
yes. From what it sounds like, seems like Nazig chose that place for his lair, as there was a place of power there. Seems like over the years it became somewhat attuned to him. No wonder Mortis was interested in it. Well, Mortis is known for utilizing control over other people. The good news is your friend may not be dead. Not yet, anyway.
the last person we know who got controlled by Mortis had to be killed by their teammates, so...
Yes, well, you know, maybe something can be different this time. Anyway, I'm afraid, as callous as it is, there are more important matters at hand. What did you learn from Mortis and, you mentioned somebody else being there, this Anne woman.
We didn't really learn anything that we didn't already know. They said it was Mazique's lair was the first place of power that they found. So, and it was the easiest to get to, I believe.
I had my intelligence network locate some of the reading material you previously mentioned. Seems like you mentioned one being in the Sundered Lands, but that place is so dangerous and wild, I wouldn't be surprised if there were other complications. Seems like our friend Mortis went looking for an alternative place, and he found one. Well, this is problematic. Is there anything else that happened? You must tell me if so.
Yeah, there
The
was
cave
like...
started collapsing. Sorry,
Yeah.
Derek, was there more?
No, that yeah, I was about to say. It seemed like the cave was almost beating after whatever happened with the Drastis happened. It seemed like it was almost coming to life.
Yes, well, we've never seen a being like that be brought back to life, but I imagine the uses of magic there must be intense and prolonged. We should have some time before he is fully resurrected, and even after that, I imagine it will take him some time to gather his strength. I'm surprised that it didn't leave a crater in the ground the size of Daloth. Perhaps it still will.
Mortis seemed... Sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, is there anything we can do to stop it right now? Or is it already in motion?
The main thought this gives me is it appears as though our enemy has managed to regain one of their greatest allies. Now, this may be a desperate plan of somebody with no other port of call, but I think we must regain a powerful ally of our own.
Conduit 12?
No, although he will play a part in this, I am sure. I'm speaking of one that I know more of. Tell me, what did Melva say to you all?
He was trapped. He'd essentially been exiled by the people he used to consider allies and friends.
We insinuated that he was very old.
Yes, Melva has
Maybe
been around
kept alive
for a
from
long time.
from magical means.
Yes, there is a lot to Melva. He is not one for aging traditionally.
He seemed to indicate that there was that he was there of his own volition and that there was no real way to get him out.
Well, a coup was staged against Melva of mounting political pressure by the High Council some time ago. They'll be keeping him there by some means. I say we deactivate it. What better to help us deal with this than someone who's dealt with it before?
I agree. We gotta have as many people in our corner as possible.
Yes. I fear there's no better than he. Although it will not be an easy task.
Would it be something we can do here? Or would we need to travel for it?
You would need to travel. I do not know by what means they hold him captive, but I'm sure the High Council keep it under heavy guard. Most likely in Astria itself. I dare say we may have to make a trip to Astria.
Do you have a means of transportation? Ollie took our boat.
I'm afraid I cannot go with you, not in person at least. It would arouse far too many suspicions. No, I think a group of sentinels like yourself should not have too much trouble gaining passage into Astria. I would hope that few would stand in your way, at least until they know your true motives. This will not be an easy task, and it will not be a quick one, so make sure you're prepared. I will give you a means of contacting myself should you need to, but I urge you to only use it in matters of duress. I have to make clear to you that my part in this cannot be known.
Understand.
Would you be able to send a message to the Academy and not necessarily abreast them of the situation, but whereabouts we are headed.
Yes. I will... Well, it is somewhat up to you if you do not wish to tell them of what's happened, but I would recommend it against... I've known Hato especially for some time, and he may be a buffoon, but he can be trusted.
Yeah, I agree. I think at very least, we tell our commanders and Ollie, they gotta know.
I saw Hato earlier this year, and I gave him an orb through which to communicate with me. I don't think he understood what it was, but...
Oh, God.
Did it glow green by any chance?
Yes, it's of my own make, of a very rare stone.
Well, we know he has it, at least.
Oh,
Assuming he's not broken it.
sorry, he broke it.
The last time we saw him, he kept hitting it on the table because he didn't understand what it was.
Yes. Believe me, when you work with Hato for some time, you learn to... Anything that you gift to him, you enchant it to make it very Hato-proof. It will light up and make quite a frustrating noise when I use it. He'll answer, don't worry.
Just one question before we try and speak to Hato. When we go to Astria, are we to just go to the local Oracle commune and dig around?
I would advise against it. It's a tough path to take, and you'll need to find your own feet once you're there. I have a contact in Astria, a man I know can be trusted. A senior librarian at one of the key colleges there. I mean, you won't know everything, but you might know where to start.
And what is your contact's name?
His name is Magister Alex. You'll find him... I will send word of your arrival when you know.
Okay. Should we go wake Hato up then?
Oh, I'd like nothing better. And at this point, he walks over to his desk. And before he opens the drawer, he turns back to you, Adrastus, and he goes, "Forgive me, I can't help but notice some things. I see that you have a ring of most unusual design. A gift from our mutual friend, perhaps."
The very same.
That is a blessing in itself. He'll know we're coming. And he turns back to the drawer and pulls out a matching green orb, similar to the one that you saw Hato rather frustrated with quite a few weeks ago at this point, and he gets it out and holds it in his hand. And then to your surprise, as it begins to faintly glow, he just rests it gently on the floor. Until eventually, a full life-scale image made of sort of incorporeal green light of Marshal Hato wearing what you assume are his pajamas, a simple, rough-hewn pair of trousers and an overshirt, appears. He goes, "What the bloody hell is this? How do I shut this thing up?" And he seems sort of bend down closer to the lens almost and be tapping on it.
Good evening, Commander.
And at this, he kind of jumps up and he goes, "Bloody hell! I'm in a room! Oh, this isn't... Wait. I'm getting a headache. Adrastus? Is that you?"
Yep.
"Oh, and it's most of the rest of you. And Robert, Bobby, my old friend, how have you been?" And as you see Dino sigh and just go, "Just listen to what they have to tell you, Hato."
Can we regale him without having
Yeah.
to regale him?
Yeah,
I
of
think that's
course.
a-
It's because he's been. I'm assuming he's been filled in by Ollie and everything.
Well,
Maybe. Depends
So-
on if Ollie's got home yet.
what,
Yeah,
what
will we?
do you include all details, including Coraline and...
Yes,
Yes.
I would.
Yeah.
So at this point, Hato, you see his shoulders sag and a more serious expression come over his face as he listens to you. And when he replies, his voice sounds almost like it's dripping with venom, and you just hear, "Mortis Skyscale. Well, the good news is we know Coraline's not dead. Not yet, anyway. I'll be en route to dispatch that bastard myself. Where did you say he was?"
I think I'll look at Obix and see what he's doing. Just be like,
Obix is simply listening intently, and he catches your glance and he goes, Harto, I don't think he'll still be there. And at this, Harto sort of glowers and looks back to the rest of you, almost expectant of an answer of kinds.
I have to agree with him, honestly. Like, that place was almost coming down when we left. I'd be very surprised if he was still there.
With this, Harto looks at the floor for a second and looks back up, and you see the green image of him simply sigh a little and go, well, a problem for a later day. So, you plan to go to Astria? Be careful. It's a damned dangerous place if you get involved with the politics. Shan't be easy.
None of this really has been easy so far. Hopefully it's more of the same, I guess. Not harder.
What, losing a comrade and releasing a Primarch?
Well, we only have a few left to release, so we'll go on the up and up eventually.
We're only 1-0 for now.
At this point, you see the corner of the image of Hardo's mouth crack a little bit, and he goes, yes, well, a lot of things to take in. I'll discuss all of this with Qatar, of course, once I've entirely decided what my plan is already. But I believe I may head to Qatar, see if I can make some headway. You said you were meeting this Conduit 12 there in some 3 months, was it?
Yeah.
Yes.
I shall see if I can accompany when you're there. Very well.
Just as a thought, Ollie is on his way back to detail very similar things. Just when he left.
Yes, I received a message from your scribe, I believe. Enthusiastic chap, judging by his handwriting. Homer, I believe it was.
Yeah, I've got some bad news for him, but we'll get to that at a later date.
Yes, well, I fear there may be more bad news for all of us on the way. Be careful in Astria. It's a tough place for those of you not used to it. I'll meet you all in Qatar, I believe. And together we'll kill that bastard once and for all.
That sounds like a plan to me.
And with this, Dean Robert waves his hand and the image of Hardo fades. He goes, well, now he knows.
So how do we get to Astria?
I suggest you wait for your friend with the ship. It would raise less suspicions if you were traveling on the same vessel you arrived on. Other than that, I suggest you simply chart passage there. It's an open city, at least at the surface.
I mean, how long has Ollie been gone?
Been like a day or two?
2 days.
What, isn't
I
it?
know.
Isn't it like a 2-week journey or something? But to the
No, because the Silver Island rests in the middle of the continents. We'll be back in about a week.
Didn't Caroline have all our money?
Yup.
And at
Oh,
this,
We had our
Shit.
entire per diem.
and at this, Robert looks up and goes, I'll make sure that we reward you for the work you've done. I won't be able to be specific in the ledgers, but I'll make up that you did some mercenary work for us.
Oh,
It's
there's
actually you.
there is the Cult of Mazique. I think
Uh.
there's like, what, 300 of them in the forest?
Yeah, there's a
Yes.
lot of them there.
Let's say we will be taking a proactive role in this for once. We may be a bunch of studious mages, but, you know, we have our specialties.
If you can you burn that place to the ground?
I'll be instructing all of my men to go nowhere near that place. However, I'll get you paid. We'll say that you took care of a few patrols and call it 300 gold. Shouldn't raise any eyebrows.
Awesome. That's at least something to get us going. Get us living, find a place, something.
Yes, I suggest that you, for now maintain the appearance of a regular traveling band of sentinels. I can't offer you lodgings here, I'm afraid. I think that we should keep our connection as minimal as possible to not have people associate us. Of course, I will be your
Yeah.
ally in any way I can be, but if the commune hears of my involvement with you, it's already known that I'm a sympathizer to Melvar. It's not a name you want associated when you're trying to make headway.
Are
You
there
said you
any?
Go ahead.
Are there any members of the commune that we need to be wary of?
You remember how I told you I'll get my old friend Magister Alex to meet you
To
there?
fill us in. Yep,
Everybody but him, until then.
got it.
Right.
I suggest you rest, and I mean that seriously. You may be off to gallivant and save the world, but you won't do it without a good night's sleep, and the loss of a friend is a powerful thing. Make sure you're ready for what's to come.
I think at that I'd probably pick up the glass of the liqueur and just nod and say, "For Coraline." And
Here,
Okay.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dean Obix joins in and necks the rest of his drink, and he goes, "Ah, yes, one more thing." And he brings from inside a very ornate box laying on his desk at the back of his office. He walks forward with a engraved sort of leather and embossed silver case, and he opens it in front of you. Inside are what I would say, Adrastus, you would recognize to be 2 sending stones are. And he holds out one of them in his hand.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Alright. Derek, you take the sending stone and he goes, "These aren't too complicated to use. Keep it on you, and in case of emergency, you can reach me through this."
It's a rock.
It's a sending stone.
It's not a rock, Derek.
Okay.
Are
How do I use it?
you? Do you want me to hold it, Derek?
Oh, I can do it. I just need to know how.
It's a simple enough device to use. You simply hold it in your mind and mentally focus on the person you wish to contact, to which the other stone is attuned, which would be myself. You can even practice it if you like. Alright, so you hold it in your hand and you think of you try to reach out to Dean Obix, and even though you're not saying anything, you feel a connection form there, almost like another presence in your mind. And only you, Derek, all of a sudden just hear, "I told you it was easy," in your head.
Oh, well, that was that. You're right. All right.
Yes.
I'll put that in my bag.
Alright.
Well, I guess we'll find it in.
Yep.
Very well.
I guess we awkwardly leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I think
There's drawn out awkward silence.
I think I just like turn around and just like, "Thank you, Dean, for all the help so far."
Believe me, I think we're helping each other at this point. He turns back and shuffles back into his office. As you make your way out of the commune and back onto the street, where'd you like to head?
Time is it?
It's hard to tell. None of you have any timekeeping equipment, but you'd guess probably 11 or 12 at night.
Is there any guards that we can see anywhere or anything? Oh, actually, just can we listen out? Can I listen out for any like boardy sounds?
Sure, I mean, you'd remember that the street you came back into Dayloth on appeared to be a road of traders and taverns, and very much so a commercial street, and that's not far away.
I think I probably head that way.
Alright, sure. You guys head that way, and there's a few taverns that catch your eye. The one closest to you appears to be one of the quieter ones. There are certainly rowdier ones further down the street, but the one closest to you just appears to be called the Crystal Water. Seems like a respectable establishment, pretty much what you'd expect from a tavern in Dayloth after the little bit of time you spent here. Not a wooden building, it's made of white stone with a thatched roof and looks clean and respectable.
Well, sounds peaceful. Should we stay there?
Yeah, I don't really fancy any revelry tonight.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be quick to bed tonight.
Alright, you going in?
Yep.
Yes.
Alright, as the party enter the Crystal Water, we'll take a brief break there so we can all refresh ourselves and get a drink and whatnot.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, I think we're ready to go again if you want.
Yep.
Sounds like fun.
I
All right.
suppose.
We're back. Hello, welcome back everyone. We're with the party, or what remains of the party, going into the Crystal Water Tavern up on the main street of Dayloth. As you enter the door, you're met by a warm breeze hitting your face from the open fire, and fairly civilized tavern scene, actually, for once. People tend to be sitting, eating meals. There's a few people sitting drinks up at the bar, but nothing too rowdy or raucous going on. And you see that there's a dwarf with long, blonde, braided hair, and he's just doing the classic bartender RPG thing of cleaning a glass. You gotta clean those glasses, man.
You know, Connor, he could mix it up. He could be like wiping the tabletops or something like
Craig,
that.
look, if he did that, who would be cleaning the glasses?
Oh,
It's a good point. All right, I'll walk up to him and say, "Good evening, Master Dwarf. We need a room for the three of us, and we can do with a meal and a drink as well." At
this point, he sort of stares at you and slowly, a great big blonde bushy eyebrow cocks. And he goes, "Master Dwarf? You silly bugger. Welcome to the Crystal Water. You say you want a room?"
Yeah, please.
Alright, how many of them do you want?
Well, if there's a room that can fit three of us in, or do we need three separate rooms, or...
Oh, got one for 3.
Well, that's just perfect.
Of course, one of the beds is a double.
Well, I'm sleeping on my own, so...
it doesn't matter to me. I've seen crazier things in Bricktown.
I mean, you've been in his mouth, Derek, so, you know...
Okay, listen, you don't need to bring that up in front of him, all right?
Hey, everyone's welcome at this tavern, alright?
I mean, technically it's second base.
Wait. What do you have on for food tonight? I could use some grub.
Well, we got a wonderful exotic thing called the Yorkshire pudding. Don't know what that is. And it comes stuffed with loads of meats and gravy.
Yeah, I'll take one of those. That sounds good.
All right, yeah, they're good.
This is just one half of the hairy bikers running the
Just the one.
I'll pass on food. I'm not very hungry, but
I'll have one.
I will take a Groxland Grox juice if you've got it.
Groxland, oh, one of those, yeah. All right.
Yeah, please.
I think we got some somewhere. Usually the kids drink that, but all right.
No, the fiery stuff. You know, the same stuff I had when.
Yeah, the kids drink it.
Okay.
I'm 190 years old, right? Like, everything's a kid to us, yeah.
Okay.
All right, some Groxland Grox juice. What can I get for the rest of you?
Just an ale.
An ale, all right. Got a house ale. It's very good.
I'll just go with your recommendation.
2 ales, 2 Yorkshire puddings, and a Groxland Grox juice. No, I don't often say this, but it's on the house, you fine Sentinel lads.
Oh,
very kind of
thank you.
Oh, sorry. My name's Robbo. You want anything? Just shout us over.
Robbo?
Robbo? Yep.
Robbo the Dwarfo. All right, well, I guess we'll take our drinks and take a seat.
All right, so you guys pull up a chair. Or, well, actually, you sit on a bench alongside each one of these stone tables, and after some time, Robbo kind of stumbles out from a kitchen door holding 2 large plates on one arm and clutching all your drinks on a tray on the other, and he puts them down on the table. He goes, "Right, eat up. Don't want you defending the nation weak, do we?"
How do you eat it?
I just gan at it, mate. Pick it up, 2 hands, hold it in half.
Just what at it? What?
Just gan at it.
I am just gonna I'm just gonna try to like hand mouth.
So you managed to fold up this monstrosity just about and take a bite out of it, and the rich meat juice fills your mouth, as well as
the second time today.
And it's quite delicious, actually. It's been very well cooked. It's very tender and not dry, and the spicings and flavorings in the gravy are top notch.
I think I'm looking horrified as I'm like drinking my Grox juice.
Please, Derek, have a bit of manners. We're in a public setting.
Oh, I'll grab like if there's like a napkin, I'll be like, just dab the corner of my mouth and continue to eat.
At this point, Robbo is watching with a big grin, Derek devouring it. He just goes, "Mate, I was kidding. Normally people ask for a knife and fork. I just couldn't carry it out."
I stop for a second, look up, look down, continue to eat.
All right, good on you, mate. All right, I'll get you some cutlery. And he scuttles off and scuttles back and hands it to you, Oz. And he also puts a knife and fork down for you, Derek, in case you change your
I
mind.
will start using it. I'm
then-
hungry, famished.
With that done, he just makes his way back behind the bar and starts cleaning a glass with a towel.
Well, here we are.
Yep. 3.
3.
I wonder what they'll do. Will they send a replacement for Coraline?
Maybe Zappo can come along.
No.
Come on, you don't like Zappo?
No.
No, I could tell.
I don't know. I mean, Harto, Qatar, and Ollie all seem to just go their own way after their group split off. But I think we have some more important things that we can't disband, obviously.
Yeah, no, I don't think we'll disband, but like normal crews are 4 people. What are we gonna do? I assume we just wait and see.
I'd assume that they'll get the message to Ollie and he may bring someone.
I can only assume a sentinel has died before,
Yeah.
and we have had a party of 3 in the past.
Yeah. Do you think if she's alive, it'd be better if she was dead?
I don't know. That's too philosophical.
I just put my head in my drink and just start drinking. That's
put your head in
ridiculous.
the Yorkshire pudding.
That's bad.
Sorry, it feels like I failed. If I'd been stronger, then I might have been able to resist the dragon, and we potentially wouldn't be in the situation we're in.
Listen, we all do things for different reasons, right? You can't beat yourself up over one problem, right? It was 2 dice rolls that killed you. Sorry. No, you can't beat yourself up, honestly. Like, it could have been any of us. We all could have made that mistake. At the end of the day, I have to believe she's still alive, right? She's not that weak. She's
Not that weak.
Well, you know what I mean. She's a strong lady, right? Like, she made it to the Sentinels. She's excelled. We have to believe she's still alive.
But if she is alive and we end up in a situation like Harto's team,
Well, how about this? How about we work to make that not happen?
That's a great idea. See? Sorted.
Done and done.
I wish everything was as black and white as it seems to be to you, Oz.
Well, good guys on one side, bad guys on the other. Easy to tell the difference.
Sometimes.
Yeah, okay.
No, we're the good guys. Always.
I think I just kind of roll my eyes and take a big swig of the Grox juice.
All right. So you guys just gonna eat and drink the evening away, I take it?
Yeah, I actually just have one last thing.
Of course.
I call out to Robbo, and I say, "You know this place pretty well. The surrounding area. It seems like it's a pretty bustling spot."
Yeah. Lived in Dealoth 30 years now.
Back at the academy, I was trying something a little different, fighting style.
All right.
Do you happen to know where I could get some swords, short swords specifically? I'm looking to change it up a little.
I mean, I guess you're looking for something a little bit fancier than what the average squatter you would use.
Yeah.
Well, I reckon the best place for you is probably, the Combat Emporium here is pretty good. Ran by
It
a
sounds
bit
like
of
you would have what I'd have.
ran by a rather unusual lizard folk. But, yeah, check it out, I reckon. It's called Diz's Combat Emporium.
Of course it is.
What do you mean, of course it is?
There's this. I passed by that place every once in a while back in Bricktown. We
In
got
Bricktown? There's not one there as well, is there?
It's Biz's.
Oh,
yeah, it's pretty close.
Back in-
Is it a franchise or
back
something?
in
like
Longhold, I had to deal with his sister, Fizz.
I love it.
Biz, Diz, and Fizz.
They get around apparently, mate.
Oh,
Somebody's parents been busy, you know.
Oh, so I didn't realize
How
lizard folk
bad
were
do you have to
particularly
raise your
amorous.
kids for all of them to end up weapon dealers? That's all I'm saying, all right?
How shady is Diz?
Oh, not at all. I mean, well, you know, I say not at all. Yeah, probably, but he's nice. I mean, he's helped me
Okay.
out in a jam. You know,
Okay.
you don't run a tavern here for 30 years without keeping something that's slightly illegal, and I'm not going to show you just behind the bar.
Got it.
Is it a boomstick?
Oh, how do you know about the dwarven boomsticks? You gotta be careful with those though, because sometimes if you fire them, if you're next to someone, you can take their ear right off.
Do you know where?
Something so silly.
Do you know where we would be able to get ourselves one of those?
Dwarven
A
boomstick.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I'll give you 2 places in Lomos that you'll find dwarven broomsticks, right? Broomsticks? Boomsticks. No, it's a broomstick actually. That covers us way better. Dwarven broomstick, right? One of them is not underneath my bar. The second one is in Longold. In some very, very questionable alleyways.
That makes sense.
Okay.
No, but for
Oh,
real, if you
oh.
want that kind of tech, you're better off heading to Longold, although it's a bit of a trip.
Yeah.
You might
Yeah, I
find
think
them
we
out
gotta-
here. I mean, between us, dwarven technology's advancing all the time. I wouldn't be surprised if they got some pretty fancy ones these days.
Yeah. I think we gotta stay around Dayloth for a while, so maybe someday we'll make it to Longhold.
Oh, it's a beautiful place.
Actually, I guess another question, if we're doing the whole touristy thing, where could we get some healing potions?
Healing potions? Well, I reckon Diz can probably fix you for them as well. I mean, they're commonly used by, you know, mercenaries and adventurers and the like. Yeah, probably there. I mean, you can go down to some alchemists or magic shops if you want, but Diz will do you a fair price. He likes sentinels anyway.
Well, that's good.
Sounds pretty good. Nah, I was wondering I might have to do some shopping tomorrow, so just wanted to make sure I went where the dwarf told me to go.
All right. I think that you're
Yeah, I was-
making some assumptions about my people there, mate. But
I heard you guys are good weaponsmiths. What can I say?
no, I'm not. I'm crap. That's why I have a nothing
Tavern.
behind the bar.
Alright.
Broomstick.
A broomstick, aye. Keep the place nice and clean.
Well, thanks, Robbo.
It's all right.
Yeah, that's all I want to do. I'll drink and be merry and go to
Yeah.
bed.
All right.
I think I would drink and be somber. and
Anything
then-
else that you guys would like to do before you bed down?
I think just bed down.
All right, you guys bed down and yeah, you get a good night's sleep. Obviously, you're tossing and turning, and as good a night's sleep as you can get, I should say, due to the loss of Coraline and the actions of the past 24 hours. And you wake up with almost a sense of, almost a surreal nature as, you know, you wake up to a bustling, happy day through the window outside on the streets of Dayloth as if nothing's ever happened. And as you head down in the morning, the three of you meet up back again downstairs, and Robbo's there serving food and pulling pints, and you realize that you slept for some time, the sheer exhaustion setting into you, and it must be late morning, probably 11 or 12 at this point.
It doesn't feel right, does it? The everything's so bright and cheery. It seems a little wrong.
I suppose so, yeah. I was a bit worried we might wake up to a dragon attacking the city, so I guess we should count our blessings.
That's at
I-
least yeah.
I think it'll take a while before that happens. But yeah, it doesn't sit well with me.
How's that gem treating you? Anything change overnight?
Look
No.
down. No. No. Just
Well, like
the
I said
same.
last night, I'd like to pick up some new weaponry. I think I'd like to try it out.
Yeah, I mean, the question we have is, do we wait for Ollie or do we charter our own vessel?
I think it would be best waiting.
I don't
I
really.
believe
Yeah,
I believe the same.
I don't really fancy going to Astria without at least a senior voice present, to be honest.
I agree. Unfortunately, I think we lay low until that happens. But
enough.
until then,
Shopping episode.
shopping episode.
Party, death, and shopping episode.
Yeah. The real perfect episode.
Nailed
I'm
it.
going to go. I'm quite interested to see what's happened to Zappo. Because theoretically, he should be somewhere around here.
No, he was in Dayloth, eh?
Yeah.
Probably somewhere.
Sorry, can I just double check, Connor? We did get 300. I don't
Yes,
think
you
there
got
was, like, an
300
interact-
gold. No, sorry, I should have said he handed you 300 gold when he said
Okay.
that.
I took 100.
All right. Well, I guess we'll take 100 each then. So the same thing doesn't happen if one of us gets captured and we lose it all.
Amazing how that works.
To be fair, I only had like 50 gold.
I
you
I
guys
have,
were poor.
none. Yep.
You haven't
So I used
struggled.
I used most of it to buy our potions before I.
Oh, you
know.
lost the master key as well.
Oh shit, that's right.
Oh,
Right.
dear.
Yep.
Conrad, Blackforge. No, I like that.
Oops.
Yeah, I guess we'll just, if everyone's ready, I'll make my way out to the market and find Biz. Is it?
And
This
one's
is
Diz.
this is Diz's Combat Emporium.
Diz Combat Emporium.
All right. So yeah, you wander around the commercial streets until eventually you seem to be getting into a slightly more industrial zone where there's blacksmiths and sort of iron wroughts of all sorts working along the wayside in their studios, and eventually you see, with a vague sense of deja vu, an old decrepit sign, but that seems to say Biz's Combat Emporium on it. And the old murky windows strike a strong sense of familiarity for you.
Sorry, Connor, did you say this one says Biz's?
The sign seems to say Biz's Combat Emporium.
Really? Awesome.
Do you think is it? Can't be. He can't have moved his shop over here that quickly.
No, I think he's been here I think whoever this is has been here for a while, but.
But
There's
why?
only-
This one's called Diz, apparently. And this says Biz.
Yeah, but what if it's a franchise?
Yeah, but you would.
You would
still call
it could be a family-run enterprise.
I'm gonna go inside.
Alright. As you go inside, a small silver bell jingles on the door, and you're met, this time with a much better organized inside of a store. Instead of the sort of tall, stacked, strange shelves that you found in Biz's store, this one seems to have more sort of a display cabinets around the sides and more glass cases in which you can see all sorts of weaponry contained within. And you can see everything there, from some slings even to a whole section for swords and daggers, and then there seems to be some more exotic weaponry on one side of the room. Instead of being in display cases, it's mounted on racks on the wall, and you see all sorts of halberds and spears and pikes and warhammers. There is enough to arm a small army in his store.
I'll call out if I don't see anybody.
You don't see anybody at first, but when you call out, suddenly a figure emerges from a back room behind a cloth, and bringing a hood down, you see that it's a lizard folk with very slight features and bright golden scales, who suddenly goes, "Hey, welcome to Diz's Combat Emporium."
Thanks. I'm here looking for some new weaponry. I'm wondering if you had any short swords. I think they would be best for me.
Here, we got plenty of weaponry for you. Swords be over there. What are you looking for? By the way, Craig's internet's crashed, and he will be back shortly. I apologize for the messed up displays, but he will be back shortly.
He died.
Yeah, but it's fine.
Craig died.
Fuck Craig.
Coraline, please be
Craig's
Oz.
not buying anything here anyway.
Oh boy. Ow! I don't know.
Oh, don't be Oz. Don't be Oz. Yeah, he goes,
Run away!
oh.
I hate it.
They just look at you and this goes, "There be plenty of swords over there. What will you be looking for?"
I'm looking for something maybe not so run of the mill. Maybe something a little, I don't know, spicier, if that matters, if that's the right word to use.
Spicier. You're looking for one or two?
I'm looking for two, actually.
Oh, a set of spicy swords. That's Diz's specialty. Yes. And at this point, this lizard folk seems to slink its way around the desk and almost creep towards you. and it pulls out a key and turns the lock on one of these ancient display case tables and opens it. And inside, you can see that there's 2 pairs of crossed swords. And one of them, he gestures to. He goes, "The swords of shocking awe. Strike down your enemies with lightning. Or, I offer you the swords of fire and flame. These, well, if you can't figure out what they do, I don't know if you can be trusted with a sword."
Okay. Can I swing this thing around, try it out? Do you got a target dummy I could practice on or something? Just want to see if it'll work. Fit.
Real journeyman. Yeah, in the back. So which pair of swords are you picking up? Are you picking up the swords of shocking awe or the swords of fire and flame?
I would like shock and awe.
All right.
I think I'm just gonna be like, I'll see you guys at the tavern later. Just like walk out.
All right, Justice leaves. And Craig is back, by the way, for anyone listening to the audio. Hey, Craig.
Hey.
But yeah, so you pick up the swords of shock and awe, and you walk through into the back room where Diz seems to lead you. And in the back, you do indeed see a target dummy, but not what you were expecting. It's no sort of straw-stuffed sack on a stick. It's rather this floating amalgam of rocks in the shape of a person. It seems to be held up by some sort of magical means.
This is not what I was expecting, but I guess it'll work.
All right. What do you want to do?
I'm just gonna test it out. I know I'd probably be a bit rusty.
Are you
since I
attacking
haven't
with
tried this.
both of the swords?
Yeah,
Make me 2 attack rolls.
sure.
This is the dummy.
That's 19, and the second one would be 50.
Okay, so both of your swords find their targets as you go in with a sort of both hands overhand strike, slashing down at it. And as soon as the second one in the attack connects, almost like a shot goes off, like almost with blinding light in front of your face, and you inflict 1d6 lightning damage to the target.
Nice. So, do I need to hit both of these to have whatever that was happen again?
Well, yeah, if you be missing with one, you're not gonna get everything you're looking for.
I might not get the shock and awe.
Also, they don't work, every attack. Gotta let them recharge a bit.
Of course, that would be too overpowered.
I reckon you can use them, 3 times a day.
That makes sense. Now, my next question is, how much do these things run?
Ooh. I'd sell them to you for 200 gold for the pair.
Huh. 200 gold, eh? I wonder if I can get them for 150, and I'll even throw in, do you know, this is a weird question. Do you have a brother who lives in Bricktown?
I got a brother in Bricktown, Biz.
Yeah, I was in his shop recently. He gave me these flasks of oil. They were for my weapon. They're supposed to make them sting. I was wondering if I could trade off some of the value. I'm a little strapped for 200 gold at the moment.
Well, he does make fine weapon oils. It would annoy him knowing you didn't use them too. Anything that annoys Biz holds great value to me. Make a persuasion roll, Derek.
I am okay with these. I'm very okay with these. That's a 21.
21. All right. You can see Biz's face kind of light up a little bit and go, I'll give you them for 100 gold and the oils. But you gotta let me tell Biz you gave me the oils.
That's a deal.
All right.
I will take 100 gold and the oils out of my inventory.
All right. So you hand these over, the small case of oils and the 100 gold, and Biz wraps up in cloth for you the swords of shock and awe and hands you to them, and you get a closer look at them now that you're not sort of rushed trying them out, and they are 2 sort of gladius-style blades. However, when you look very, very faintly down the middle, there runs almost a vein of a light blue metal. Just a singular stripe down the middle. Other than that, they seem to just be beautifully constructed bronze and steel gladiuses.
Thanks very much. This is definitely going to help in whatever comes my way.
It's a pleasure doing business with you. Can I get anything else for you?
I know some of my companions were looking for some healing potions. We might be able to buy some of them. I'm not sure what they want though.
Yeah, just well, I guess if you have them, greater healing potions.
Greaters be rare to come by, man. I've only got the normal.
Well, how much would be for two?
For two? Yeah. Your friend made me very happy, so I sell you two for 75 gold.
Well, that sounds fair. Unfortunately, I don't have any of business stuff to give you as well, but
That's a
it'd be the
shame.
gold.
You find any of his stuff, I'll buy it off you for a good price, just to burn it in front of him.
All right. So yeah, I'll hand over the 75 gold for. Is it just two regular healing potions?
Yes, two regular healing potions.
Okay. I'll give one to Derek.
Thank you. Sorry, I wasted the other one on Coraline.
Really annoying because I had 2 greater healings in my inventory.
Yeah, you did.
Shoot.
We didn't loot the bodies. We should go back.
Excuse me, can we have Caroline back? We don't care if she's dead, we just want her stuff.
The hammer's really nice, thanks.
I think that's
it for
everything.
me.
Yeah. Thanks very much, Diz.
It's a pleasure.
Tell Biz that we say hello. And tell him Ollie says fuck you.
All right. I don't know what that means, but any opportunity to tell my brother to fuck off.
And I'll leave.
All right, you guys make your way out the shop.
I'm loving this family. They're great.
Adrastus, where have you gone?
I think I've kind of wandered to a park. Is there a park nearby or anything like that?
Yeah,
like a
I mean,
quiet
there's
area?
all sorts of parks in Daloth, and
Yeah.
without wandering too far, just a couple streets away, you found just a park in the middle of the street, and
And
sort
I think
of-
I think I would have kind of found like an empty tree and would have just kind of sat and meditated a bit, just to kind of
Sure.
see if I can feel anything from within the gem, like if there's any residue of the zig, and also just to kind of collect thoughts.
okay, sure. So
Basically.
you're meditating. So while you're doing that, Oz and Derek, what would you like to go do?
Well, do you have anything else you need to do, Derek?
No, luckily you got me a healing potion. Thanks for that. Honestly, I kind of, where did Adrastus end up going?
I'm sure you'll meet us back at the inn later. He
Yeah.
didn't seem in the best of moods. Why don't we take a look around this? We've got time to kill. Why don't we explore the sites, go to the tourist traps and stuff like that? Any museums nearby or statue?
I expected you to be like this. I don't know why, but I expected it.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm a lizard folk of culture, Derek.
I get that.
You haven't
All right,
seen me at leisure.
Do I want to?
We'll go mini golfing.
Oh,
Maybe Oz is better at mini golf.
Yeah, maybe he is better than me.
Roll a mini golf check, please.
yeah.
All right.
All right.
Well, as Derek and Oz head off into the city for a day of mini golf and tourist sites, we'll end it there. A little bit shorter, but we'll end it there due to the momentous events of this episode. And with the ending, should I do it or shall you? We have an announcement.
You can.
I'll do it. All right, sure. So, as may be evident at this point, we are losing Always Turtle as a cast member, but only temporarily. She has a work-related trip for 6 months, but she will be returning after that. So there'll be 12-ish episodes without her, and we'll be very excited to welcome her back when she is done, which will be awesome. But of course, very sad to lose her for those 6 months. However, I can say that at the moment, it's certainly looking like our old friend Alias V will be replacing her and bringing a whole new character, of course. And who knows, maybe in 12 episodes' time, we shall witness the return of Coraline in some way, shape, or form. But
Nah, we're
Yes.
gonna kill her before then.
You're all hard
next
to-
episode, go back and assassinate her.
Oops.
But yeah, of course, we'll all miss Always Turtle greatly. I think it's fair to say. So, yeah, good luck, Lauren. Have fun. I mean, I'm saying this
Thanks.
like, you know, we're not probably like going to play League after we're finished playing, but
Wait.
goodbye forever.
This is
I'll still be around. Like I'll
Yeah.
watch the episodes and I'll be lurking around and stuff like that. But I just
Lurking.
won't be unfortunately able to play. So
Yeah. But she will return, and we will look forward to it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I know a lot happened in this one. It'll take a little bit of time to digest, but we will rejoin the party with our new friend in 2 weeks' time and get ready to head to Astria. So thank you all so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Goodbye.